Hey everyone, Anthony, creator of Another Monday. We're being welcomed by Christian. I'm not running it back. It has to be.
Fuck it.
F it. We're being welcomed by Christian, aka Goobster. How
What's
are you,
up?
Christian?
Good, and yourself? How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good after that introduction. I don't know too much. I don't think I'm doing too well.
Yeah.
Huh? No, but just for those who don't know, what do you do? I know you're an audio engineer, but how do you label yourself?
Well, I guess that's like the simplest way to label it. So yeah, just mainly audio engineer, and then through audio engineering, for those who may not know what that is, because I feel like certain people do not know what that is. It's just basically helping artists and producers make their song sound as best as possible. So I do everything along the lines of that. So it's not just audio engineering, but I also do like education online, kind of sharing that, doing the funny skits, all that kind of stuff to just bring awareness to what it is, which is this whole world of music and sound. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, dude.
it's pretty much what it is.
Like that's why I wanted to have you on. Like I feel audio engineers have like a pretty they they have a lot of they have a busy schedule and they have a lot to learn, a lot of clients to learn from. And we've talked in the past that you're a people's person, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like when because you consider yourself a people's person,
Yeah.
when you're in those sessions,
Yeah.
um, what's the weirdest thing that you've encountered with the client? I mean, if you can say, like, I don't know, I don't want to
Nah.
freaking dock you.
No, I don't care. Yeah, let's run it. No, yeah, that's I feel like the funniest thing, and it's like being an audio engineer. If anybody's like interested into learning or interested in looking into that kind of craft or whatever, that's kind of one thing that I want, like that I feel like people should know. So, once you start engineering, obviously you're gonna run a bunch of recording sessions, but it's like everything that comes along with it. So, yeah, as far as like craziness goes, like yeah, I had mentioned to you previously that I've had like this one dude who was just like big, tall, kind of weird, silent. He would give like kind of like Undertaker vibes. You get what I'm saying? And he was just there, just quiet, just like whatever the fuck. And then literally like I had no clue who this person was. So that's what happens a lot of times when you're working with people who you do not know them personally. The first impressions, if they don't have any music or anything like that, you never know what to expect. So when I recorded that dude, he literally just came in. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, let's load up the beat. Let's do this. Let's do that. So then after I loaded up the beat, I throw him on again. I'm ready. The first thing he starts doing is going, and I was like, what the fuck?
Is he slamming the desk or what? Or the
Not
mic?
slamming the
Punching
desk,
the mic?
not punching the mic, but he's just like slamming, banging, kicking the floor. So like the
Is it
floor.
rock music?
It wasn't rock music. It was literally just like aggressive, super aggressive, like rap where he was like screaming. So basically, it was like screamo rap.
Uh-huh.
But and then the shit that he was saying too, no disrespect if you're watching this, like fuck it is what it is, but it was just an interesting experience.
You're
But
giving him promo right now, so I
yeah,
think he'll book you again.
yeah, fuck it. But like it was around the time where like Smith's slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah.
So literally in the song he was just saying like he's like don't he was like in the songs he was saying like don't put your hands on my fucking wife or some shit like that or like keep my no he was saying keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, just like he was repeating that. And I was like, what does this have to do with anything? Like you're just saying it. But it was just funny. But that dude was an interesting character. I haven't recorded him in a minute too. And then like I still like, so then after that first session, literally
He
because it was
rebooked you?
I recorded him a few times.
Oh.
I recorded him a few times because I was just like, fuck it, whatever.
He still gives you those Undertaker vibes to this day?
Kinda, yeah. But it's just interesting because, yeah, like he introduced me to like specific music or whatever, but I don't know. It was just like, that's just one of the many things that you come across. Like, I've had a bunch of people, like I've had people like pull up to the studio mega fucked up all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like, but like gone beyond the point of no return.
Has anybody tried to like do cocaine or any crazy drugs inside of your studio?
I've had dudes do like the whippets.
What's
Like
that?
it's basically like fucking like whipped cream or some shit cans where it's like Nas.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically like little cans where they fucking like it's like CO2 tanks, or
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it is, but they like load it up, and it's like it looks like a whipped cream nozzle thing, and basically you load it up, and then you fucking like push the hand or whatever, and you inhale it, and it's like a gas, and then when you inhale it, it makes your voice super deep,
Yeah.
and then basically it's like Nas, like I guess it gets you like lightheaded or whatever. So basically, like that dude, like in the song, he was just like fucking reloading the fucking things, and the thing is like you get like a can of those fucking like whip it tanks or whatever the fuck. So he was just fucking. He had a whole tank and he just kept like reloading in the middle of the song. He's like, you know
Bro,
what I'm
at some point you're not like, dude, chill out.
Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's funny because within that whole music scene, it's like I get it, you know, like making music or art or whatever the fuck. It's like it's kind of paired together with partying. So a lot of people and even a lot of artists that you listen to, they're always talking about that kind of lifestyle or whatever. But it's just funny because sometimes it's like, bro, like, are you here to get fucked up or are you here to make music? You get what I'm saying? But there's just a bunch of stories like that. But that's one of the things that if you're gonna get into engineering, you're gonna come across that without a doubt sooner or later. It's just it's just funny. It's just like in the middle of that, I guess like once you're in the moment, like sometimes you're just like, oh fuck, you know what
Do
I'm
they even
saying?
ask you for permission, or they just like pull it out?
Well, it just depends. Like certain people, like they usually they'll always ask, but to me, I'm just like, all right, it's cool. The only thing that for me personally is just like burning shit. You know what I'm saying? So like smoking like cigarettes or
The
weed
fire
or anything.
detector's gonna go off.
Yeah, not just that, but that just like leaves like a smell that
Oh yeah.
lingers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like that's like the only thing where it's like, all right, like take a step outside. But like anything else, I'm like, okay, it's like cool, but it's like it's just funny. It's like you do see a lot of that shit, but I'm just like, hey man, like
Yeah.
you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
I
interesting.
mean, staying on topic with your like studio and stuff, and we'll put up a photo if you send us a one of your studio so we can show people. Like we talked in our, to give context, this is the second time we're recording this
Number 2, take 2.
because
Yep.
the first one, the audio took a shit. Hey everyone, this is Anthony, creative Another Monday. We're being
And I couldn't save it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're recording again. In that episode, we talked about YG and your experience, and he was in your studio.
Yeah.
If you can touch on that again, and
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I just wanted to, in the last episode, I wanted to clear up all the air or whatever. So again,
for all the doubters.
yeah, but nah, he was really there, but it was just shout out to my pops because my pops got connected with him. So it was, I forget what year it was exactly, but basically my dad, he sells a lot of dogs, and he was running like crazy advertisements all over Google, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Like he was just dropping a bunch of money, and from that point on, he was actually getting a lot of like artists and rappers to like book, or like he came across certain artists that wanted to book him to have dogs come out in videos. So he had a few dogs that came out in videos or whatever, and then the same thing happened with like YG. So then YG messaged my dad saying, "Hey, like this is YG, like I want to buy, or I want to use your dog for one of my promo videos or whatever." And then my dad was like, huh? He's like, YG. He's like, yeah, not Michael Jackson, because he didn't believe it. And then YG was like, no, yeah, for real, bro, like this is me. And then my dad was like, all right, prove it. So if you're YG, follow me on your account. You get what I'm saying? So then basically that's where it all started. So YG ended up following my dad
On like IG or whatever.
on Instagram. Yeah.
So does he still follow him to this day?
Probably not.
He's like, ah.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. But so then what happened was the first thing before YG even got any dogs or anything like that. What happened was YG booked out my dad to kind of YG booked out my dad to book my dog, my personal dog. I have a dog. His name is Buffalo Bill. But he was
I should
basically
come up with that name, Buffalo Bill.
my dad named him.
Yeah?
I don't know, but I fuck with it. Yeah, I think it's
How
cool.
do you call him when you're like
I call him Buff.
Buff? Okay.
Yeah.
I would think like, I'm not calling my dog a whole, hey Buffalo Bill, come over here.
No.
So,
I just go, hey, Buff.
yeah, Buff. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. But that's his full name, government name.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But whatever. So long story short, he ended up purchasing dogs from my dad, and then he came to the house, and then my dad was saying, hey, my son makes music, he's an engineer, I know you do music, would you be down to check out the studio? And then YG was like, yeah, for sure, let's check it out. So then basically he walks into my house, and it's just funny because it was YG, and then he had like a big bodyguard or whatever, and then like they both just walk into the room, and I'm just there chilling like, oh, what the fuck, this is funny. But the reason why that story is funny is because I told my dad to take the picture on my phone to so we could like
Oh
use it for
yeah.
Instagram and stuff like that. But he didn't want to. He was like, no, I got it. And he had like a old like iPhone 5 and like the camera quality was like all bad. He wasn't even using flash.
And he pointed it to the side or
This
whatever.
was no hold on, pause. This is like probably like the funniest shit. I don't know if this is like bad to say or whatever. I don't think it's bad to say, but it was just funny. But he was just like he was like, hold on. He's like, Christian, do you have a light? Like, you can't see YG. Because it was
No,
dark. And I'm
dude.
like, bro, I'm like, dude, just turn on
No.
the flash. I don't know, bro. Like, that shit was just like, the whole thing was just like so funny and random and last minute. But I don't know. That shit was just like a funny ass experience. And I was there like, bruh. And then literally, like, after I posted like the photos or whatever, I just posted it just to post it. And then that's where I guess everybody's like, oh, wow, you work with YG. You get what I'm saying? Not yet, but he knows the spot, and it's like, fuck it. If he wants to go, he'll slide through. It was just like a funny little experience, but like that's how I got connected with him, or that's how he was there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's just one of the stories
Dude,
of that.
that's a really cool story.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna live on forever, I feel.
Yeah.
Because you like I'm pretty sure all your I guess like followers, whatever, to this day are like, did you actually work with that YG? Or they probably bring it up, right?
Yeah, always, all the
Yeah.
time. So that's why it's like I want to clear it. So now it's like if they have any questions, like, just watch this,
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah,
Another
dude.
Monday. There you go.
Yeah, dude, thanks.
Yeah.
And you've also worked with I know you said in the last episode that you mainly work with like independent artists.
Yeah.
We've also worked with someone named like Lil
Lil
Migo
Migo.
with Mike, right?
With Mike.
Another audio engineer.
Yeah.
You guys made a collab.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So, the Little Migo thing. So basically, Mike is like the dude that kind of puts in the footwork of just being outside and like intermingling with a bunch of people and all that kind of stuff. He's really good with that. So he got connected to a studio called Ice Cream Studios. They're located in like downtown LA or whatever, and he knows the head engineer there. So he started running sessions there, and that dude, he's engineered for like French Montana, like Key Glock, all these other people or whatever. He's had like a lot of big placements. That other engineer. And he has like a few studio locations where it's like, okay, I think he has like 3 commercial studio spots or whatever, and he has a bunch of engineers under it. But Mike got close with him, and so whenever like certain sessions come about, he just always says like, hey, do you want to take this? Do you want to take this? Do you want to take this? So yeah, so that's how Mike got connected with Lil Migo, and then Mike just recorded that song, and then that dude was like, since Lil Migo, like it's funny because yeah, like as far as like label work goes, like that's always like kind of complicated, but Little Migo is like a bigger artist, but he's still independent. So he has full say and full control over how he wants to do things. So it's not much of a hassle to like do a song with somebody like that, because he doesn't have like the label saying like, oh, we got to hold your song, oh, we got to do this, oh, we got to do this, oh, we got to do that. It's just you can speak to an independent artist directly and be like, do you like this, do you not like this?
Yeah.
Versus when you're working with the labels, you got to speak to the A&R. The A&R has to like it, and the A&R doesn't even know anything about music or like the artist or the label or this that, because when it comes to labels, it's like it's more of like a dollar sign kind of thing. But building off of that, another thing that I forgot to mention too was actually like same thing with Mike got a session from that dude with Sexyy Red and Krishan Rock.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he was there and he recorded that song, and we got to mix that song. I forgot, it just completely blew my head, but like
So you guys have both, or Mike has worked with Sexy Red and.
yeah, well, Sexyy Red wasn't recording, but she was in the studio, but she was just pregnant in the back, like just like chilling or whatever. And Krishan was there, and so basically they were recording the remix to "Fuck My Baby Daddy" with fucking Krishan on it. And it was funny because Mike recorded Krishan's verse, and then what happened was, this is what I'm saying, like how with labels it's a little bit more like weird, or you have to jump hoops through a bunch of people, because what happened was we ended up mixing the song to try to send it to a member on Krishan's team, so that way that they could use the mix that we use instead. But they ended up doing something else. I think they like used like AI or something, or this that. So they released the song, but it just sounded completely different than what we did. But the reason why me and Mike still mixed it anyways was just to kind of like give it a shot to see if they would use it. But that's what I'm saying about the label work. It's like It's always competitive. They don't really want to pay much for specific services most of the time unless you're super credible or super notable
Did they pay you?
engineer. Nah, they didn't pay. It was just like
But it was good networking, right?
it's just like kind of like, yeah, shooting your shot to kind of be
Yeah.
out there type shit. So usually that's kind of how,
That's
again,
worth more than money in some cases, dude.
sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, like, if you don't set specific ground rules when you're working with people, you could be chasing that money all the time, or you could be delaying your like you could be delaying the time you could actually be getting paid. So for those audio engineers who are in those specific situations, one thing that I would just recommend is just like, yeah, just basically just like giving out a sample. Obviously do like a song or two or three just to kind of show people what you got, but say like, look, like this is what I provide and this is how I work and this is what I want to do, like, and I would love to grow with you, but after this let's talk about some deals where we could work something out where it makes sense for both you and me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But again, when you're doing that with a label, that's a much harder negotiation because they have a bunch of engineers that to them it's just disposable.
They're the best, like in their eyes.
Yeah,
Right?
they're like, oh, we could just send it to this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. We don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like to them, it's like whatever's. But with an independent artist, usually the independent artist doesn't really have as much resources as a record label artist. So for them to actually find somebody that they enjoy working with takes time to develop and build. So that's why I feel like in the beginning, if you just give off free mixes or whatever, or you do certain little things like that for free, just like one offs, two offs, or whatever, then that's gonna again build, like how we were talking about in the last podcast, that builds the reputation and the trust with that specific person, and then you start to grow with that person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
So yeah.
I mean, that totally makes sense. But dude, like I hope you continue to work with like other people, and I'm excited to see the journey, like
Thank you.
especially like, I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully get to work with Sexyy Red when she's not pregnant after the birth. And,
Yeah.
dude, I had an encounter with I don't even know an encounter with her or not, but the producer and I, we were in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And we were just driving down, like, I guess, Las Vegas. I don't know what the heck the main street's called, right there on the strip. And dude, there's a limousine, I think, behind us or in front of us. Maybe the producer can like recollect my memory, but
pink Hummer.
it was a pink Hummer, like a limousine.
Thing.
It was a huge one.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the heck? Like they're being a little scandalous, not gonna lie. And then
People were yelling her song, the ski.
Oh yeah.
And then we look over, and then she's like, was she twerking or just outside of the window, just like
She was outside of the window, and she was just like leaned all the way back, and then my brother, you could tell what
he was there too.
You could tell him what he said.
What did he say?
Okay, so
I totally forgot.
he yelled out ski
Oh yeah.
out of the window, and we were right next to the car.
Yeah. Oh.
And like she was the next car.
Right there. Yeah.
And then she looked back, and she looked right at my brother.
Yeah.
And I think we have a video of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably put it up, but I mean that's just like crazy, like
It's
bring that
small,
up.
small
But
world. Yeah.
yeah, dude, hopefully you get to, or I mean you will work with those people. So I mean, let it like
It's all about just like building connections. You get what I'm saying? Because even like I enjoy all the music stuff too, but even like stuff like this, podcasting, doing this and all that kind of stuff. It's like
it comes
it's all,
with it.
Yeah, it's all about just like being cool people. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's like we're not here alone. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's like
Yeah,
the
I
career
see it
stuff
as
and all
like a
that.
pie. Like I don't know, like in my head, like the pie is so big for everyone to share with. You can get a piece of the pie, I guess, and it'll be enough for you. Like so many people grabbing from the pie. There's just so much.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if that's a good or bad analogy, but
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's like when they say, would you rather have 5% of a watermelon or 100% of a grape?
yeah, dude.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Of one
yeah.
grape. So it's like you gotta sometimes like sacrifice the little short term for the bigger picture type of thing. So yeah, but
Yeah,
I
dude.
get you.
Well, like another thing I was gonna mention, we were just talking about that you have a girlfriend, and dude, like I was thinking, does she get, I don't know, upset if you ever have a female client, or like how does that go about? Like You're like, I'm gonna have a female client over
Of course. No, I think any female will naturally just like
because you're
kinda
locked up in there for
get
like 5 hours.
yeah, get like kind of like catty, I guess, or some shit about that type of shit. But I mean, to be honest, bro, it's like that's why they say don't dip your. Well, this is probably gonna sound super wrong, but it's like that's why they say like don't dip your pen in the company ink or don't ever mess with anything like that or whatever the fuck. Because you know what I'm saying? Because if you do that, then it's just like you're messing up the relationship with the client. So, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm gonna go fuck around with all these clients that are girls. You know what I'm saying? But it's just more like I feel like if because obviously I'm not single, but if you were single, and I feel like there are certain people who are single that they like think like, oh, like we're gonna do something like this, that, or whatever. That's just completely like ruining the relationship of the actual business side.
Yeah.
So that's why that's a saying, don't dip your pen in the company ink. So to me it's like, yeah, it's like I'm always like in any whoever I'm dealing with is always just keeping calm, cool, and just being professional. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like it's kind of like a level of
Your
maturity
girlfriend
that
sits in for those sessions. She's in the corner like
I just watching with the popcorn like,
Yeah.
all right, don't do nothing. Nah, yeah, fuck it. I mean, there you go. She just has the cameras right there. Nah, I'm
And
just kidding. Nah,
have you
but-
worked with the girls? then?
female artists? I have. I work with a few. It's just I feel like how that works is like I feel like naturally maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like naturally like if you're working like with women or that kind of stuff, I feel like a lot of times they got to see you working with other women. And the reason why I say that is because like again, I could be wrong, but I feel like other women they're like, oh, like I don't really trust this, or like I'm not gonna go alone or do this or do this or do that, because obviously it's like a different perspective that they see on the world. Uh so like I feel like you got to work with women to lock in with more women, and for me it's like I've recorded a few women, but it's just like they kind of stopped making music, so I don't really
Yeah.
do it as much now. But it's like it's still cool to see when like you do lock in like with a woman, because it's obviously just like a different vibe, but it's just different energies too, because like I guess like women are a little bit more creative, so it's like, and like men I guess are like a little bit more like assertive,
Uh-huh.
just depending on the type of personality that you have. It could obviously be switched or whatever the fuck. That's
I
a
think
whole
I'm
conversation.
both of them.
Yeah, well, it could
Just
be.
kidding.
Yeah, huh? It's a spectrum. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But fucking yeah, it's like when you're working with women, it's like you kind of. I feel like sometimes you gotta tell them a little bit more what to do. It just depends, but again, it just all depends on like the skill level. So that's obviously another big factor in it too. But that's why, like in this career, in this industry, everything's variable. Everything's always changing, and that's why what I mentioned in the last podcast is just because I worked one specific way with one person doesn't mean that I'm gonna work that same way with that other person. So
Yeah.
you just got to be really good at reading the room. But yeah, I have, but it's just
I know, dude. You're like you mentioned. I think your people skills are like top notch, and like that's gonna propel you like moving forward.
Yeah.
But I guess staying on your girlfriend's like that conversation.
Yeah.
Have you ever made her like a love song?
No, cause
No.
nah, well,
It's
cause
probably not good that I'm putting that out there because she's probably gonna want one now, huh?
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll reveal like a little, I guess like kind of like corny little secret, but I made her like just like a birthday video. So I remember
cool.
like in my head I was like fuck it, like I just wanna what do you call it, like make something special or whatever, just sentimental value, whatever. So and I was like getting into editing. So it's not even like a song, but I was just like, all right, fuck it, like I'm just gonna like compile like old Snapchat, Instagram stories
Yeah.
or photos or whatever, and then also like have like a video. It's honestly to me like I look at it and I fucking cringe and I'm super embarrassed by that shit, but it's like the sentimental value of it was
We'll put
there.
up the
So
video here for the
fuck that. Hell nah. But hey, don't
Nah,
ever
those
say
things-
don't ever say I never did nothing for you. That's it.
Those things are cute though, right?
Yeah, I mean that's just part of being in a relationship, you know.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like it gets deep.
Yeah, man.
Where's
Well,
my video?
shit, it's in the works. It's in the works.
There you go.
I'm gonna go over to Goobster's room to work on it.
Just fucking.
I'm gonna get inspo.
Yeah, another shit. Yeah.
Dude, something else that we did in the last podcast, we like compared music, and the producer got something for us.
Nice.
Set up.
The music review.
Yeah, it's gonna be a music review. But this time,
round 2.
It's round 2, but I don't even know it's brand new music. So
These are songs that 100% have less than 6 monthly listeners.
Okay.
So the other one was like 20,000, right? 10,000. But these, like, it's less than 6. So,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah. I found them. Okay then.
Okay. 100% less than 6. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh shit, go ahead and open up the mosh pit. Oh shit, get it started. Oh shit, get out the way, you not about it. Oh shit, she showing titties, she a
Oh my!
Oh shit, we about to get it started. And the beat kicks in.
It kind of reminds me of the Undertaker guy, your client. He's like yelling.
Wait, that shit's like way even softer than what he was doing. He was going crazy, bro. But anything. Yeah. So this is for, I don't know. That shit gives me like fucking like old, like not necessarily the same shit, but like Lil Jon vibes.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does. Yeah.
Like when he's like, turn down for what? Or like, oh shit, we're getting lit. Whoa.
You do a good impression.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, it's cool, but it's just like different. I don't know. I feel like that's more of like, I feel like it kind of like, I guess like in the EDM scene or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
sounds like EDM. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more like energy. There's nothing more that I would roast than just like, I mean, I don't know, just kind of keep recording, I guess, if that's like your style to that dude or whatever. I don't know, just fucking keep at it, refining the craft. That's one of the things that I would say. I don't know, what did you think?
I mean, I think it was shit. I need to listen to it again. I think, but I don't know, dude. I would give it a like a 6.2 out of 10.
I'd probably give it like I'll probably give it like a 1.
Yeah, it didn't really. I'm being a little nice. I feel like I don't know. Like it's kind of. It's not getting me up from my seat. I mean, it kind of made me do something like this. But then made me go back down. So
yeah, it made you turn down.
Yeah, it made me turn down instead of turning up.
Yeah.
But
Okay, next.
number 2.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. This one's like, I slipped my wrist.
No one really cares. No, no, no. No one really cares. Not at all. No one really cares.
Dude, you're on point.
No one really cares.
Oh shit.
We can't play more than 30 seconds.
Fuck.
He's going through it.
I called it.
He or she is going through it. So
I know, but I don't know. I always find sad music so funny. Like I don't know. Like it's just not that. Like I'm obviously not gonna knock anybody who's going through some sad shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah, go for it, go ahead. But it's just funny. Like I don't know. What would I rate that? I don't know. Probably. What did I rate the last one?
the one, shit, dude. I don't know. Like I don't wanna. Damn, I'll give him a 4.2. Give him a solid 4.2.
He's being nice.
I'm being nice.
Yeah.
I'm being nice. But damn, like I mean, I only heard the beat. It was like 2 words the whole time.
Yeah, no one really cares.
So I'm not trying to be too harsh, but I need to hear a little more. So yeah. So send me his info and I'll listen to him later because I'm
for
probably
sure.
gonna be a little sad.
The whole song. He wants to listen to the
Yeah, I
whole
want to
song.
listen to the whole song.
What's the
Why?
next one? What's the next one?
Oh,
Is
I
it
should be saying the name of the song. So, okay, this is what just played was "She Don't Care" by Money Making Ace,
She don't care.
and then the one before that was "Oh Shit" by Biggie Don't Play.
There you go.
He
and
don't
then
play.
The next one is "Proud" by Purge Boy Adrian.
Let's hear it.
They got the nerve and they got the audacity. They gotta learn through the trial and tragedy. That boy guilty, snitching, actually. Call it, I'm going to this I never told when he asked what he did for me. Locking his holes in your raps with delivery. Knew it was jokes and you better be kidding me. Oh, provoke me, you sure we ain't kidding, G. They got the nerve and they got the audacity. They gotta learn through the trial and tragedy. That boy guilty.
Dude, I don't know if he's
Alright.
whispering or yelling at.
He was whispering.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like whisper rapping.
Yeah.
I think I actually fuck with that one. The only thing was the mix sounded like a little like off. Like his vocals were way louder than the beat, and the beat wasn't hitting loud enough. But the flow was there. I fucked with the flow. The flow was hard.
Yeah.
And then the whisper too. It's like if it's mixed properly, I think that could have been something nice. Yeah.
What's his name?
Purge Boy Adrian.
If Purge Boy Adrian wants a better mix, he has to go to Goobster's room.
Tap in.
Yeah.
Fuck it. First
Next
mix
one.
free. There you go. Yeah.
15% off.
Huh. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So the next one is like Spanish.
Mhm.
So, but same thing. I think this one actually has like 0 monthly listeners.
Shit,
if I
we're
remember
the
correctly.
first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our first 3.
Okay.
Let's see.
Noche de solteras, ella quiere salir para disfrutar. Se
Get over here.
cansa el novio que es infiel, porque no la sabe comer. A ella le gusta bailar, le gusta perrear, pero quiere estar sin él. Ella quiere estar sola, salir con sus amigas para poderse prender. Le gusta beber.
Nice.
Damn.
It's good.
This one's good.
Yeah, that
This
one's
is actually
good.
I'm surprised I have 0, dude.
Yeah, no, yeah. That was actually good.
No way this has 0.
That was actually pretty good.
Shit, I mean, after this it's 2 or 3, whatever, but that's actually pretty good.
No, yeah, that was
Not gonna
actually
lie.
good. Yeah, I think I don't have any bad comments on
He kind of
that.
sounds like I don't know if you know Osuna.
Yeah.
He kind of sounds a little like Osuna,
Yeah,
huh? Like
exactly.
his little twin brother or something.
Yeah. No,
But-
yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. Do you have any other? That was
Oh,
it.
wait, no, I didn't say the name of that one.
Oh.
That one's Encendido, and it's by Aura, or Aura. So
Aura.
Aura.
Ah,
One
I think
more.
Osuna has an album named Aura, so he's
Yeah, I
probably
saw
that's his probably his
Yeah, the vibe.
the vibe he's trying to
Okay,
throw.
so
Yeah.
the last one. It's called Maybe It Was My Fault by All That Is.
Another sad song.
Yeah, probably. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like it.
Damn, when
Huh.
Ever since you left, you've been getting bread.
is this English?
You've been focused.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm impressed. Working double shifts.
Oh,
Pray to basic gifts. Niggas in your DMs.
ah,
You don't even flinch.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's like slow party next door vibes. It wasn't bad, but the singing was like a little pitchy.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
maybe
mean, it's not something I would like probably listen to all the time.
yeah.
But I mean, if I get sad, I don't know, I'll probably slap on. What's this guy's name?
All That Is.
That's his name. All That Is.
Yeah.
I'll probably slap some All That Is.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
That was not bad. I'll give that one like a 5.
A
So what's
5?
the
Well,
best
halfway.
one out of all of them?
The Spanish song was pretty fire, and then
The one before it.
and then was it something
The whispering one?
Adrian?
Yeah.
Purge by Adrian.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll do the
I think those two were my favorite.
Yeah, number 1, the Spanish, Aura, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Adrian guy, number 2.
Yeah.
And then number 3, I'll throw in Lil John, like, because
Wah.
that got me a little hyped.
There you
I kind
go.
of liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah, that was it. That's
Okay. Well,
sure.
dude, like, I also want to say that with all this, let me turn this thing off. Yeah.
Spaceship, bro.
Yeah. It sounded like one of the beats on the sad one.
Put it in
Oh,
a
the-
beat.
What? Oh, put
Oh,
it in the beat.
sample it.
Yeah, dude. Hey, how much Damn, I'm probably gonna have to book you for a session. How much do you charge?
Just let
That's
me-
confidential,
Yeah.
huh?
You
Yeah.
just gotta let me know how.
How
which
are
one I
your
get
rates
done.
like? How do you even come with your like?
with rates?
Yeah, how do you come up with rates, dude?
Yeah, so the way that I like to do rates is just I kind of like to be as fair as I can. For anybody who actually wants to know the rates, like they could just reach out to me or whatever. But I do have 2 rates, so I have an hourly rate and then I have a per song rate. The reason why I have that kind of payment system is because certain artists, like if you don't have a big budget, then let's just work hourly. You get what I'm saying? That's just where you're gonna get the most bang for your buck. Let's say you book 2-3 hours or whatever, which is a good majority of the artists that I work with. That's something that I recommend more for beginners. Just book out 2-3 hours, and if you're efficient with your time or whatever, and you're working with an engineer who actually knows what they're doing in that amount of time, you could get like at least like 3-4 songs, depending on your work ethic, that actually sound pretty decent that you could actually release.
Yeah.
But it's limited to that hourly time. So whenever I'm working hourly with specific clients or whatever, it's just like that's the time that we locked in. And if they need to do anything else within the song or whatever, then you have to come back and book that hourly rate again for like, let's say like an hour or two to fix the song that you were previously working on, if you wanted to do that. That doesn't always happen all the time. But then the second rate that I have is the per song rate, and that's for people who are a little bit more invested into the music that they're making, and they want to actually go all in on a specific song that they want to work on. So let's say you have like a grand idea for a song, you're really writing the lyrics out, you want to make sure you record all the takes proper, and then not only that, but let's say you want to get it actually mixed and mastered. Because that's the thing about the hourly sessions is, a lot of engineers out here, they say, oh, within your hourly session, I'm going to mix and master your song. And can you do that? Yes. Do I believe that that's the best thing that you could do? No. Because when you're in a recording session, let's say I recorded you for 4 hours straight, and let's say within that 4 hours, there's multiple examples of it, but let's say within that 4 hours, you wanted to record 7 songs. I'm not going to be able to mix and master all those songs in just like 10-20 minutes. So it's like, that's one of the things too. It's like, it's not really that efficient, like, or it's not like me actually diving deep into a song and creating that soundscape, painting that picture with sounds that I could actually go in depth with if it was a full mix. But, and then 2, it's like, even if I were to try that, if you cram the recording and the mixing and the mastering all into one, you're not letting your ears get a fresh perspective on what the song is. So basically what happens when you're working on a song for such a long period of time is you get ear fatigue. And it's not like, oh, it's just different. Like sometimes your ears could actually feel like tired and sore and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But another thing, what it is you lose objectivity of what the song actually sounds like. So basically what I'm trying to say here is, if you're listening to a song for 4 hours straight and you try to mix it or whatever, like the sound of that song is already burned into your head. But online, if you're a part of that culture of producing, engineering, all that kind of stuff, you'll see a lot of memes where it's like me making like the most fire beat or the most fire song at 3 in the morning, and then it's like me playing it the next morning after, and then it's like a meme of it sounding like shit. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that that's a meme? Because if because if your ears are burnt to the sound of what the song already sounds like, again, you're losing that objectivity of what's actually making the song sound better, or if you're doing anything that's actually pushing the song forward. So that's why, for that reason, I have a per song rate where it's like, okay, like we'll record the song in one day, boom, we recorded it, that you leave or whatever, cool, we sit on it, we just sleep it off a day or two or whatever, and then I go back into it with fresh ears so I could actually objectively listen to it, like, oh, okay, so it sounds like this, it sounds like that, let me mix it. After I mix it, okay, boom, sleep on it again like a day or two or whatever, and then really listen to what it sounds like again, then dial it in. And not only that too, is like go out into the world, listen to it on like big speakers in the car, on AirPods, on this, on that. So it's like, that's what you're not getting if you're only booking hourly and expecting to get your songs mixed and mastered. You're not getting like the full understanding or perspective of how great your song is actually sounding compared to other songs and out in the real world, which is a big whole little like rabbit hole of engineering and stuff like that. But that's kind of like the 2 rates that I have right now.
Yeah, that's insightful, dude. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they'll for sure hopefully I feel like the hourly rate's probably what most audio engineers probably gravitate towards. But
It's the hourly rate is the most budget friendly because if let's say if you're doing like a per song rate, and I mean it just kind of depends. Like per song I charge more per song because again you're getting the recording, the mixing, and the mastering, but it's only for one song. And so it really just depends on the type of artist that you are. There's certain artists that they literally love making billions of songs. Like I've met a bunch of artists that they're like, oh yeah, like I'll ask them, how many songs do you have recorded? They're like, oh, I have like 47 or like 35 or this is that. And it's like, okay, cool, like yeah, you have a bunch of songs, but it's like, what are you trying to do with those songs? Like if you're not like structuring them out, it's like you can't just put a project out with 47 songs
yeah,
and expect people to listen to it. So it's like there's a lot of stuff in the back end that I feel like, no disrespect to the artists, but artists kind of a lot of times like they're too creative to the point where they lack management and like direction. It's like they're so focused on the creativity, but it makes sense. But that's why like having a team is important.
yeah,
But yeah, that's just kind of like why I explain to a lot of artists is if you want to have a specific career or set specific goals, understand what it is that you want to get out of it. So if you want to release a bunch of music to like build up a catalog and build up a fan base, do that. But if you want to book hourly, it would make more sense because let's say you book 2 hours and you could record one song in 1 hour. Is it going to be fully mixed and mastered? No, obviously I'm not going to take it out to the car, listen to it in the car within that hour, or listen to it on AirPods and then sleep it off and then wake up the next day or whatever, because that's not the deal. You get what I'm saying? But you could still get, again, if you're working with a actually talented engineer, you could actually get like a really decent, what they're called is rough mix. You can get a really detailed rough mix and still release the rough mix out to the world, and 9 times out of 10 most people outside of that engineering community are not going to be able to tell the difference between a rough mix or an actual mix. But then it just depends on what you want to go for, because let's say you have a whole album that you want to last like for years and withstand the test of time, and whenever somebody plays it back years from now, they're like, wow, like this was a great album, it sounded good, it sounded this, it sounded that. That's when you actually get it mixed and mastered, because you're actually having an engineer take the time to make sure everything sounds great, and it's just like a body of work that can be pushed again and withstand the test of time. So
yeah, dude.
yeah, I
guess
probably said too much.
No, dude, like I feel like probably people who are starting off probably appreciate that, dude, or like even I do. It gets me lets me see a different perspective on
How
your
everything
work
works.
or how music works in general.
Exactly.
But I want to move up to another topic, like in regards to how you promote yourself, how you promote your business.
Yeah.
I want to know like OnlyFans, would that ever be a like
OnlyFans subscription? Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it. You could throw audio tutorials on there, right?
yeah, huh? You can throw them.
Yeah,
Would you
fuck it.
consider that?
Fuck it. I'll probably go a little bit more. Like if I were to do paid memberships,
Yeah.
probably do like Patreon.
Yeah, I saw that there's this like MMA fighter that did that. He was like putting his fighting videos or whatever on OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, OnlyFans is like fucking you. Like Blueface had that whole reality show on
On
OnlyFans. Yeah,
shit.
he had like and Krishan Rock was a part of that reality show where like it was like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a drama show, like Jersey Shore or some shit like that, where it's like there's a bunch of drama and a bunch of girls in the house and they're all fighting each other and this is that. But he hosted that on OnlyFans. OnlyFans, you could post a bunch of shit, but it's obviously known for other reasons.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it's like you can still promote shit on there. But I feel like if I were to choose a platform, I mean, you just gotta look at the back end on what those platforms take. But
Yeah.
because there's like OnlyFans or like Patreon. Patreon's another popular one
Yeah,
too.
I feel like that's a popular one. I've heard that a lot from like YouTubers or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, on a last note before like we wrap it up.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. You have a lot of like popular videos on your reels, and you have a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
How? There's people want to know how to get to that level of like, how can my video reach 1 million views? what information or like advice could you give on that?
My perspective on views and all that kind of stuff is, I feel like per platform, there's always different ways that the platforms work. One of the biggest things that I want to say before you even get into like that whole conversation is, realistically speaking, you don't know which video is going to take off. And I was literally reflecting on that earlier today. You're gonna create like a bunch of stuff, and like you're gonna expect like, oh yeah, this is, and with anything creative, whether it's music videos, this that, whatever, but you're creating and you're like, oh yeah, this one's gonna take off, this one's gonna take off, this one's gonna take off, and sometimes they don't. But then that's why, like, I feel like as a creative, if you want to get specific views, you just gotta get used to creating and uploading, because you never know which one's gonna take off. So for the reels that I posted, when I was posting reels, I just made it a challenge for myself and my friend Mike included. We mentioned him a few times, but we made it a challenge. We're like, all right, let's just post one video every single day for the next few months. Like one
has to hit.
Yeah, like, well, not saying that one has to hit, but we were just like, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Post one video every single day, and that's exactly what we did. And we were just posting. Some did good, some didn't do good, but that didn't matter. Like, if it didn't do good, because we were just so focused on posting other ones. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like as a creative, it's so easy to get attached to certain things that you create that it kind of like hinders you from creating anything new. And that's a lot of the times that I see with a lot of beginner creators to kind of struggle with. But building off that though, still, it's like my perspective on getting a bunch of views and all that kind of stuff. It's like 50% trend, I feel, and the other 50% is just originality. So if you are all for the trends and you're just all participating in trends, like, yeah, naturally you can get more views, but then like, I don't think you would naturally build like a fan base or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because you're just doing trends. Like back in 2019, 2020, what was trending was fucking dancing videos on TikTok. If I went like this, I did that and this, and then I was like, all right, cool. Like, now I'm fucking viral and shit. It did make a few little celebrities out of that or whatever, but it's like, you do that and you're getting views, but it's not really equaling anything. And that's another thing too, when you're creating content. Like, just because you get views doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a good conversion rate. So if we're going to talk about business with views, it's like you get a video with 1 million views. Let's make it simple. And then out of that 1 million views, let's say you're trying to sell like a service. Let's say like what I've tried doing is like, okay, I have mixing and mastering. I've had videos that had like 1 million, 1.6 million, 950,000, 800,000 views or whatever, but it's like they didn't necessarily convert into sales. So it's like views doesn't always mean like you're gonna get money. It's different goals. You just gotta set the goals. But to make things simple and just to wrap it up is to kind of understand what's popular and what's working on whatever platform that you're trying to perform well on. So if you're doing a podcast, kind of look at other podcasts and see what does well for other podcasts because it's within that realm. But then taking that and reinventing it and putting your own spin on it, because again, it's like what I said, 50% trends and 50% originality. Or maybe not 50-50, but then because then there's another factor too, is just like discipline, just to just keep doing it every day and showing up every single day. So there's a lot of little factors to it, but that's just like a podcast example. But for the reels that I posted on Instagram that did well, that got 1.6 million, 950,000, whatever the fuck, I was seeing videos that were popular on those platforms like Instagram and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. And I saw the idea and I was like, all right, well, this is already getting a bunch of views and I think this is funny. Let me just take that, make it my own, and spin it in a funny way. And that's kind of what naturally brings in views, because it's similar for viewers. So if you want to get more views, kind of like take that approach. I would take that approach. but still try to be true to yourself and throw your own voice or your own spin on it, so it's not blatantly copying. Because if you're just straight copying like verbatim, it's gonna come off as corny, or it's gonna come off as unoriginal. So you gotta have your own little like swag or sauce to it. But that's like my whole philosophy as far as just like views go. If you want to get views and optimize for views, again, just look at what's doing good on the platforms, but then also like reinvent the wheel a little bit sometimes, because if it's too trending or everybody's on the trend or whatever, then naturally people are just going to start to tune that stuff out. So it's weird, and there's not really one say within the internet, because again, back to the first point that I made before I had this whole rant, that's why I said it, because I knew it was just going to go back in a circle or whatever. But you never know what's going to take off. So it's like when I was making these videos, I wasn't expecting for any of them to take off. Again, I was just like, all right, one a day, and then they started taking off. But just because a video or something takes off, like as far as like content goes, it just depends. Like I guess like it only takes one, but I've had a few videos go not viral, but like 1 million views, 2 million views. But it's like that honestly don't really mean anything. But it's like
rookie numbers now, huh?
Yeah, it is. But it's like if you know how to do it, or if you've done it once, it's like that's the thing. You're gonna get there, and you're gonna want to like do more. So that's just like where I'm at right now. It's like trying to figure out how to like get that, but also like make it convert, make it bring people in, make it this, that. So it's like there's a lot to it, but it's weird. The internet's just like a weird place, and you just don't really know what's gonna hit or why certain people consume certain things, but they just do. But that's what the trends are for. Because if you can watch the trends and see like, okay, a lot of people are consuming this, then all right, fuck it. Like if I can make something within that style, then most likely it's gonna work.
Yeah, that's good, dude. Like I feel a lot of people would probably take little pieces from that, and they'll probably end up thanking you for their.
Yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense. I was just fucking like everywhere.
You're going on a what's it called?
Tangent. Yeah,
on a tangent, but it was a good tangent. I like it.
Like, did that make sense?
No, dude, because I feel now I'm gonna apply that to my, like podcast and try to see what I can do.
Yeah, it's like certain parallels. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. So I'm gonna take that knowledge. I don't know if anybody else will, but if I'm taking it, you're already winning, dude. Someone else is already taking that knowledge. So I'm sure 2-3 people or whoever, if it's 2,000, whatever.
Yeah, and the biggest thing too is like always try it out for yourself and just figure out what works best for you. So it's like at the end of the day, like whoever's watching, like you are the one who's putting in, like you're watching this video right now, you're receiving the information, you're doing the podcast, you're receiving the information, you're doing all this stuff, you're trying all these little things to see what works or what doesn't. So it's like once you're trying all these little things, eventually you're gonna start to see a pattern of things that work and things that don't work. That for you, because just because it works for somebody else doesn't mean that it's gonna work for the next person. You get what I'm saying? But it's like everybody out here we're all trying what we think is best within the given moment. I feel like that's kind of how I always kind of like think about that in my head. It's like whatever I'm trying now, it's like I'm doing whatever I think is best within the given moment to the information that I have right now. So it's like just take that and just run with it and keep trying it. And it's like if it's not necessarily working for you or whatever, just keep trying little ways to figure it out.
Yeah, dude. I think that's very good and well put together.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on the podcast today.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
And before we go,
take two.
Take two.
Thanks
for making the time to come again.
No, of course not. Thank you. Yeah,
dude. Tell the camera where they can find you on like Instagram, YouTube, or whatever.
For sure. So if you guys want to tap in, follow me at Goobster's Room on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, email, whatever the fuck, at Goobster's Room. So just tap in, new videos, new everything. Just stay tuned.
Peace.
Shout out another Monday.